Come on in, come on in. My name is Koyeta. If you don't know who I am, again, my name is Koyeta and I help beauty pros and service providers scale their business with ease. We are trying to avoid the whole burnout um, game because we know burnout is real. It's a very real thing. I'm going to tell you. I understand it very well, and I know a lot of people are going through it. And so today I want to talk to you about the hidden cost of scaling without boundaries because we want you to understand what's at stake for you. Now, when I talk about, what I'm going to get into, you're going to think like, oh, that's it. Yeah, sometimes we overcomplicate things, and usually very simple. So let's talk about the three hidden costs of scaling without boundaries. Because, a lot of us want to have big businesses. You want to have big businesses where you're able to step away and concentrate on the next phase of your life and business. And in order to do that, you have to make sure you've satisfied, the foundation of where you are to be able to allow that, right? So that's what we're doing right now. So when we think about the cost of scaling without burnout, it's going to affect usually three areas, right? So scaling isn't just about more clients. Like, yes, we get more clients, there's, offers and revenue, but it's also about holding what you've already built. You want to make sure what you've already built makes sense and it can hold you for your next step, right? And without boundaries, growth costs more than it gives back. If you don't have the boundaries and you're growing, I've heard of people going to the hospital. I've heard of people quitting altogether. I've heard of people having breakdowns. And so that's what's at stake here. So today I want you to really examine the hidden costs of scaling without boundaries. And we're going to touch on three areas that are really at stake. Okay. It's really going to impact your time. There will be time leaks everywhere in your business. You end up overbooked, overcommitted, and running from one fire to the next, right? Because you have nothing in place to really protect your time. And what that could look like is just being available to your clients 24 hours. That is a lot. I used to be one of those people that you were able to reach me at any time, right? After work hours, clients were calling, texting, and I was answering. But I found that to be very intrusive, very invasive, and it was causing a lot of mental stress for me. So I had to put a hard boundary. When I leave this environment, I'm not answering the phone unless it's an emergency. And oftentimes it's never an emergency. So outside of work, think about setting up boundaries. And when you look at, answering someone daily, multiple times a day, that that amounts to a part-time job, right? That you didn't account for, that you never asked for, that you don't need. So I want you to think of this. I want you to schedule time uh, for a CEO day. So as the CEO of your business, I want you to schedule time and to make sure that you're getting all those tasks that you need to get completed done in that day, in that time block. And that's going to allow you to really protect your time. That's going to allow you to protect, your mental space and to leave time for something else that really matters to you. So the next block that we're going to look at is your energy. Energy is the currency that drives everything. I want you to know that. Energy is the currency that drives everything. So if you're scaling without protecting your health is all you got. At the end of the day, it's all you have, your creativity and your nervous system. If you're not protecting those things, then you're building on borrowed strength and it's going to run out. It's going to run out. Think about when you are exercising and you're out of breath or something like that. Like eventually it affects everything. And if you have no energy to do the work, to be with your clients or to do that extra project that you're really interested in doing, it starts to affect every area of your life. It affects you mentally, it affects you physically, it affects you emotionally. And so that's why you want to make sure that you have things in place that really protects your energy, right? Because being fully booked, getting clients running 6, 7, 8, depending on what you do, clients a day, it looks really good on paper. but it's exhausting, right? It's exhausting. Burnout is a tax you'll always pay for if your energy is not factored in. Burnout is a tax you'll always pay for if your energy is not factored in. So you have to create space to make sure you are in and of the right energy, and you have the zest for what you're doing. So I want you to treat recovery like you treat revenue. Treat recovery, treat your health like you treat revenue. It's a non negotiable. It's in the schedule every week, or however you decide to do it, however works for you, right? And I want you to anchor 1 day ritual as a reset. So whether you're going to walk, whether you're going to run, journal, prayer, whatever it is, or a combination of them all, I really want you to factor that in to protect your energy. I want you to factor that in to protect your mental health. All the parts, like this is the part that really matters. Because if you don't have this, then what good is it if you can't even enjoy what you have because you're mentally bogged down and you have no energy to do anything else? The third area of opportunity we're going to talk about is focus. The danger of not having a boundary is that it's going to affect your focus. Not every opportunity is or deserves your focus. Not every client, not everything deserves your yes, right? Because boundaries are what keeps you aligned and actually moves the needle. The boundary is going to keep you in alignment with your um, goals, with the intentions you set. And if you're moving in that vein, then you're always going to be moving the needle, right? So if you're saying yes to every collaboration, if you are saying yes to every appointment, if you are saying yes to every new idea, you're actually diluting your impact. Not every idea is a business, and not every idea is meant for you to execute. Because anything that takes away from your zone of genius is a liability. There are things that you do that only you are good at, that you do very well. And like when you are doing it, like things are moving, you are at your best, your time, your focused, your energy's up. That's because that's where everything lies for you. That's what you're good at. That's your area of expertise. And so when you are scattering your focus to different things, especially things that are not your zone of genius, then you are not operating at your best. And we always want to make sure that you are at your best, because you shine, baby. When you're at your best, you shine. And we want to make sure that you are always shining and that you are always putting your best foot forward. And being focused is what's going to enable you to be able to do that, right? So I want you to do this. I want you to tally 3 tasks that actually generate revenue and 3 tasks that drain your focus. So 3 that generates revenue, 3 that drains your focus, and start cutting and restructuring the drain. Because if it's draining you, then that's not just focus, that's energy, that's time. It's the 3 things that are going to affect your boundaries that we're talking about right now. And so we want to make sure that you're able to cut what drains you, refocus them, redirect them. Are they even necessary for what you're trying to do, or for what are they even necessary in this season for you to do, or um, are they played out? Are they expired? Think about all those things. So scaling without boundaries is going to cost you time. It's going to cost you your energy and your focus. And those are the very resources that you need to sustain growth. Those are the very anchors of what you need to keep the money running, right? To keep growth and to um, keep moving upward. And when we think about boundaries, we just think it's about saying no to everything. That's only a part of it, but they're just making your yes more powerful. You're just making the moments that you participate in something that you're passionate about more powerful and more impactful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them and I will answer them for you. If not, you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Talk soon. Bye.